That was great. Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed hearing about everything you had to say.
Absolutely.
Although I didn't graduate from UT, I consider myself an honorary alumnus. I've been featured in your alumni magazine. I think that they thought that I went here. When I first moved to Austin, I started working for the University of Texas at the Austin Technology Incubator. Did that for a number of years and just got pretty intimately familiar with the university and have a really fond loyalty to it right now. We originally participated when I was developing the concept with Texas Venture Labs, which is a part of McComb's program as well. And I fortunately pretty much hired everyone that works at Charity Charge, either as an employee or an intern or anywhere in between, from the University of Texas. So it's been really great for me, and I feel heavily indebted to the university. Two of the people are Abby, who runs our nonprofit partnerships, and Connor, who's filming everything. So really, really feel a strong connection to the university and happy to be here. I founded Charity Charge, and really, I think that the way I start this is, I think the Charity Charge is something that can really resonate with everyone in this room. I assume maybe raise a hands of people here use credit cards or have parents that use credit cards. Right? There's a lot. There's 200 million people in the United States that are using credit cards on a daily basis. And I was one of those individuals. I was using my card, and I remember when I had signed up for it, this is years ago, as I was using it throughout the year, in my mind I was thinking, I'm racking up all these points, I'm going to someday redeem them for something, I'm going to save them up. And so fast forward to the end of the year, I logged into the bank system and started looking at flights I could get, and then realized there were all these blackout dates, so that was kind of frustrating. And then I started scrolling through the rewards catalog and realized I could choose between Olive Garden gift cards or binoculars, toaster ovens, just all this crap. And at first, I was really excited, but then after 45 minutes or so of this experience, it was quite frustrating. It also made me think, I just don't need more things. And it's so funny to me now that I've been so heads deep in the credit card industry, what it's all perpetuating, which is really this nonstop, never-ending consumerism, which is what credit card companies, these huge banks, want you all to buy into and what they advertise against. So, you have the Nordstrom's credit card and you go into Nordstrom's and buy clothes, so you get more Nordstrom's points so you can buy more clothing. You have the Southwest card so you can earn Southwest points, so then you can spend money to redeem even more flights. And it's just this never-ending moment of when can we step off the treadmill and just start thinking about ways that we as individuals can help others that have a lot less than we do. And so in this moment of when I had that frustration of not wanting anything with my reward points and having a little bit of a moment of clarity about this consumerism and how in my own life, everything I was grateful for. The next thing I did, I was check my email, and a local nonprofit in Austin sent me an end-of-year email, which was about a fundraising drive they were having. This was an organization that I'd already been a part of, I'd already donated to, I was a part of their Emerging Professionals program, and that's when it hit me that I have all this value in these points that I've been swiping my card for. What if there was an easy way to support them through my everyday purchases? So that sent me on this wild chase to figure out everything and anything about the credit card industry. But fast forward, we launched Charity Charge in June of 2016, so it's been about 18 months. And at the end of the day, what this is, it's a MasterCard credit card. So I was able to form a partnership with MasterCard. It's a credit card that can be used around the world, wherever MasterCard is accepted. The twist between any traditional cashback card or, whether it's a Best Buy credit card or an Amazon credit card or a Walmart credit card is that with Charity Charge, every time you make a purchase, you automatically earn 1% cash back that goes as a tax-deductible donation to any nonprofit of your choice. And so we have in our system literally every single nonprofit, including K-12 schools, religious organizations. And in the state of current affairs of left and right, we're unfortunately seeing challenging things that are happening in our environment, terrorism acts, etc. It's just really trying to give people an easy way to be able to make a difference that costs them nothing, and ultimately is really automating that feeling of getting karma and doing good. There was a mention about kind of market size and things like that. And something I learned when I was working at the Austin Technology Incubator for UT, I was basically consulting with all these businesses. And when I originally had the idea, I wanted to see, do other people have this kind of pain point, or would there be a need for it? And what's interesting is that although there's 200 million credit card holders in the United States, a third of those, that's nearly 60 million people, never ever redeem their reward points. And so again, I get back to the banks. They've created this scheme called breakage, where they're counting on people not redeeming their reward points. They're purposely creating blackout dates or certain thresholds that you have to hit in order to get the next level of the gift card through your cash back, etc. And so, again, what Charity Charge does is every time someone makes a purchase, they're automatically earning that 1%, and it's going directly to the nonprofit. You don't have to remember to log in. You don't have to hit a redeem button. It's really just trying to automate the process of doing good, and it's just a really easy way for people to feel great. Our message really is, for some people, they want to use it all the time, and that's awesome. For other people, they simply add it to their wallet, and they use it just for reoccurring charges, like they put their electricity bill and their cable bill on it, or they use it only when they're buying gas or groceries. So it's just an easy way for people to be able to give back. I think that the biggest lesson that I was trying to think about that makes sense probably contextually for everyone in this room is that it took a lot of effort to figure out, how do I launch a credit card company, how do I partner with MasterCard, how do I build the technology, how do I do all of these different things. And it really just started with initially asking questions, reaching out to consultants in the industry, looking at business models that were similar. And I think that with lack of maybe not the most inspiring message possible, but really anyone can do it. I mean, I really think that so many people get caught in a fear of failure or a fear of judgment, or I'm not good enough to do this, and whatever it is you want to accomplish in your life. And this thing seems super daunting at many times. But I started it with zero experience in the credit card industry, and was just able to plug, use the internet, use LinkedIn to connect to consultants in the industry, reach out to people, and just try to piece anything together. So whatever idea you have or whatever it is you want to do, I mean, most businesses and concepts are started by people that had very little knowledge about that industry, but they just learned and they asked people. And I think, the other thing of why that's important and why I'm really happy that, I ended up pursuing this company is that I'm 31 now, but for my 20s, I was very, and especially in college and coming out of college, very stressed about, what am I going to do with my life? I'm not moving along fast enough. I don't know everything that I want to do. And it's very fulfilling for me that I pursued something that I found that I really cared about, and have come out the other end. And it's just inspiring to me every day when I see the amount of money that we're generating for charities, to see the growth now of the company 18 months in, to know that we've been able to persevere through tough times and make it out the other end. And I just bring that message to everyone, that if there's something that you're really passionate about or that you really care about, and there usually always is deep down, to go for it and not worry about the judgment, not worry about what your parents think, what your peers think, what your teachers think. Whatever it is that resonates with you, you really should go for it, because that's how you're going to find ultimate fulfillment, is that when what it is that you want in life is congruent and matches up with what you're actually doing in life, what reality is. And I just totally tell everyone to please go after that. That's where you're going to find some real happiness and fulfillment and joy in your life. So thank you very much. I'm happy to. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a quick question.
Sure.
You kind of casually said you partnered with MasterCard, but I guess how did you make that happen? Because you guys can kind of, we're a new company, and I imagine that's a big part of making the business model work. So how did you convince a big company to put trust into what you guys are doing and make it happen? Sure.
There are two, I think, key elements that help make that partnership successful. One was that when I originally had the idea for the company, I realized that other brands had credit cards. Again, whether it was Best Buy or Amazon or J.Crew or all these brands that have credit cards. So I started cold calling consultants that in the credit card industry that I found on LinkedIn or Google. And one of the ones that I reached out to was a gentleman named Hunter Woolley. And Hunter was just super helpful. Really answered my questions. I mean, knowing what I know now about the industry, I was asking him the dumbest question, that didn't even make sense as a question. But he was nice enough to answer them, and then about 6 months later or so, he was actually hired by MasterCard from the consultancy shop he was at to run the business development team for MasterCard. So when I had gotten more of the pieces together, he was pretty much one of the first calls I made. And so having that kind of personal connection and him seeing the progress that we had made was helpful. The other piece that I think is really big, especially with startups or new ideas, is leveraging the credibility of others. So something else that happened around that time was that I had just been talking to a lot of other people in the community, trying to get feedback in Austin from nonprofits or people in the social impact space. One of them was a woman named Zoe who runs an accelerator here called Unlimited USA that helps social entrepreneurs. And IBM was throwing a web-based reality show where they wanted to invite social entrepreneurs from across the country to be a part of it. And so she referred me into that. And then I won a pitch competition at South by Southwest in 2015, where IBM picked me as one of the top 5 social entrepreneurs in the world. So that brought some gravitas to then when I was reaching out. It wasn't just me saying, hey, this is a great idea, I want to do it. It was, IBM has said this, I've won this award, again, and then it was looking at market size and things of that sort. But I think it does get back to personal connections. People want to trust you and have a good sense of feeling about you, and then any credibility that you can bring from others or press or partnerships that you might have that look good on paper helps a lot. Yeah, sure. What's up? Yep.
I saw that you have a very innovative product, and in Canada you are the first runner in this field. But the problem is first runners that they face really high risks. So is there any moment when you first started your company you felt like this is not going to work, this is not viable, and how you overcome that moment to pursue your dream?
Yeah, sure. All right, so that summer, probably on an emotional level, other than the loss of my father, it's probably the toughest, emotional experience that I went through. So we had won the IBM competition, been a part of that. Then we had pitched all these banks. I was going to raise all this money from investors, and we had some pretty high-profile investors from around the country. And in Austin, had committed to invest, but hadn't actually wired us the funds. And then I also had 2 people that were part of the team that were helping me. And we pitched all of these banks, and Visa and MasterCard, and we're going through partnerships. This is the summer